And we're here.
Barely.
Well, some of us more than others. You know, not everybody's a space cowboy.
Been sitting in front of a computer all day.
Well,
almost all day.
Almost all day. Well, we already got 3 people on the chat here. Michael, Lee, and Drone Delirium. Which one of the 3 is Curly?
What is up?
So we're here. We had some good rain around here over the past week.
Yeah,
he didn't like it a whole lot because he didn't get to fly, and since he flies for a living, that's kind of put the dampener on this. But he's just gonna have to, deal with it right now because we need the rain. We need the lakes to go up.
Yeah, we got the normal.
I got a paddle board now, so I need lake.
We got the normal amount of rain.
And well, you just mute yourself.
Turn my lights on.
Ta-da. Ta-da. Brent, eat more possum in the chat now too. Howdy, fella. Howdy to all of you. So
there we go. Put some light on the subject. Looking a little bit dull there.
It's been another slow week. I mean, there's some leakage going on, but
I flew 3 5-inch packs this morning, including this one.
Nice.
Flew the shit out of them. Didn't hold back.
So, and you didn't lose it anywhere.
Nope. I didn't push it out far, so that wouldn't happen. But I challenged some control signal stuff just to make sure that by switching goggles, there wouldn't be any. Pretty much the same. I didn't see much difference, 2 and 03. As far as the range and everything was great.
Which kind of opens up our first subject for the evening. The 03 now compatible with the Goggles 3. And just to reiterate a point, the controller and the goggles have to be on the same generation. So if you have a Goggles 3, but you don't have the controller 3, but you're relying on the DJI controller for your flying, then you're screwed. Because if you try to use the Goggles 3 with the controller 2, it don't work.
Nope.
So call that the technical bulletin for this discussion.
But you're still able to use the Goggles 2, the Goggles 3, as long as you're using a dedicated controller. You're in good shape. You just changing the VTX.
Yeah. Now, if you use an ExpressOS radio or whatever, then all of this becomes.
Everything worked good today. Like I said, I flew 3 packs with the Goggles 3, 2 with the Mario, and one with Kai. I only have 1 battery for this guy.
James, howdy. DJI has about 4 products that are coming out soon. This feels like early December for me. Yeah. And Ben T in the house. Is it already time to go home? Feels like we just got started. Or are you early, Ben? What's up?
Yeah, it was an all DJI day, except for the Insta360 Go, I made my print a little bit bigger. I thought I'd scale it up. Well, I stuck the Insta360 Go in there and it rattled around. I'm like, oh crap. That's the first thing that happened when I got to the field. I was like, how am I going to get that to work? Then of course this battery strap's in the wrong spot. I should have, if I'd have brought it out the side, but that's just too short. You got two different problems. Obviously, this is not supposed to run with an external camera, but it still worked. There's such a wide angle lens on the Instago that I was able to get decent. I don't know about lots of ground shots. There you go.
That's the Go 3S, by the way.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering, it's not the Instago 3, it's the Instago 3S.
Yeah. I'm still learning how to use it. I probably should have had it on in a different mode than I had it, because you have more control over the video in post-production. So
And Chris Hope is here. Howdy, fella. Glad to see y'all. But
I'm not getting all that I need to get out of that camera yet.
So if my partner in crime here sounds a little off, he's dealing with COVID right now.
Yeah, I'm just a teeny bit still stuffed in the head.
He's paying the price of admission for going on a cruise ship.
Yeah. Being around a lot of people. My wife, both of us came back with COVID.
Ben is dealing with COVID too. Do you have it, Ben, or is it a relation that has it? Or somebody in your household, I should say. Yeah. Their household, the entire household has it. So I'm still COVID-free zone.
Yeah.
Oh, wife and him both have it.
And you get it and let's deal with it. It's just a really sucky freaking cold. It did, kicks your butt for a couple of days. It's like that's like my third time. I mean, I might as well just.
You remember the days when all we had to deal with was a flu?
It's. Would I rather have COVID or the flu? Good question. I can't answer that because they both have their suckiness. The COVID thing, you get headaches and you get really lethargic weakness kind of stuff where you just don't want to do anything. But I've been I have a regimen of something called quercetin that I take. Quercetin's like I don't know, it's a
horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's a compound of some kind with a bunch of, normal vitamin C and all that stuff in it. And it seems like it gets you through it a little bit quicker. Quercetin with other stuff in it. It's not expensive or anything. It seems like it helps you. My wife had COVID, then I got COVID. I ordered quercetin and I feel way better than her right now. She still coughed more, and that could just be immune system differences. But yeah, we're not getting into that. But I'm just saying that works really good for me. Kind of reducing the symptoms and making things a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Anyway, it sucks. Yeah,
it sucks.
But it's nice to fly, and it was really good. Nice flying today.
Best illness ain't worth a shit.
And Kai, I did send you a frame that I really am interested in.
I saw that. We'll get to that here in a minute.
All right. I hope you're going to talk about that frame because I'm actually thinking that would be kind of interesting because hopefully we will talk about drones today. There's a lot of stuff about this frame this build concept that's really good. That's superior to the Mario build, the old 5-inch. By taking as much weight as possible off of this thing and doing a couple tweaks, I think you get a much better flying experience. And we kind of knew that in the, right off the block. But there's so much vibration in this frame. I don't know what's going on, but I was getting vibration in this camera too. And there's just a lot of flex going on, and I'm just saying it needs a standard arm concept, but there's just a ton of vibration in here. I don't know what, but
vibration for vibration. My first step is replace the props.
Yeah, brand new props.
My first piece of advice is replace the props. Even brand new props can be shitty.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I know exactly, because you can get that that bad balance. No, I totally. Yeah. That's probably something I should do with this one. I should throw another set of props on it before I just say,
Johnny Drone Flyer, he had the same problem, and I told him first thing to do is change out the props. About 2 hours later, and after his live stream, I got a message from him. Yep, was the props.
Yeah, I just
Mike is here, Texas Strong guy. Howdy, fella.
Yeah, vibration can be fixed in a lot of different ways. You can just have a heavier quad. Your quad can just be heavier, which takes away a lot of vibration. It has more energy to absorb, or more size, more volume to absorb the energy. I don't know.
Ben, there actually is such a thing as a prop balancer. And if you look at the RC folks, for the RC that do fixed wings, their props, are a good bit larger than what we use on our quads. And they absolutely balance their props. So
stick every.
No, the quad props usually so small that, but it can be, a bad landing or something got nicked somewhere. There's, different reasons for a prop to not balance out right. And it could just be one prop.
Right.
It could just be one prop. But to me, props are what, $3 or $4 for a set? And I mean, it doesn't break the bank. I mean, and in comparison, what, flight controllers $100 now, set of motors is $100.
Right.
BTX is 200 and change. I mean, the props are the least of your worries. So yeah, but my starting point would be to get a new set of props on there. I'll just change out one prop at a time till it goes away.
Yeah, Mario was quicker to find satellites. Mario doesn't fly as good as this, though. So you get into the weight issue. Once again, it's just like, gosh, it just was.
Well, if you have a heavier quad, you can throw it more in the corners, right? Or the lighter props tend to be a bit more floaty. But
I'm not a fan of T-mount props at all, period. Done. But that's where you lose weight in lighter motors, smaller weight.
Ben says to pre-select the props and send the bad ones back to. Oh, wow. Rodney Bell in the house. Y'all better be careful now.
Hey, how are you doing? Good.
Rodney. My favorite little chihuahua. Oh, no. Can't call him chihuahua. Can't do that to chihuahuas.
I'm also looking at maybe not. I talked myself out of it twice now. Looking at the new controller that
Oh, yeah. The Radio Master Crush.
yeah, the one that is that the one that Captain Drone just did?
There's a Radio Master Crush, and there's a new
Crush, yeah.
Jumpo. There's a new Jumpo radio too that seems to be really good.
Yeah, the Crush comes with the good gimbals, and that's a buying point. I'm also mentally contemplating one that also we could get Crossfire.
Well, I mean, the Crush would work for that. Where's the new?
That has nothing. That is nothing
on their website. Yeah,
that has nothing to do with ELRS being bad or good either. That's just adding more better range. You know, for a potential long range build, ELRS is not going to cut it for that. So if I have to build a long range project, say like a 9 or a 10-inch project, which maybe this winter, starting to build some parts up, finding a frame.
So here we
Something
go.
that can carry 2-3 pounds. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So here's the.
There's the Crush, right?
Nope, that's the Jumper T15.
Oh yeah, it's competitive. Look at the display on that.
This actually has a color display on it. I mean, they're the Crush and the Jumper T15 are very similar. There's a lot of similarities. So there's
they're competitors, yeah.
Yeah, Matt's had one of these, and he seemed to be pretty impressed with that. Let's see what we got: white, blue, green, purple, yellow, pink.
Oh yeah,
you got the
top
screen on it.
The only thing that's nice about that is I'd like to have my a box radio with top switches. I think I need to experiment with which is more. I mean, I'm getting used to doing what I'm doing because the game style controller is what I've been using for almost all of my flying. But every so often I get to where I'm coming in for a landing and I'm deciding which of my left fingers is going to be my mode switch finger for where it's easy when it's on top. It's, I don't know if it's a tactical thing but it would make sense that since you're fingers are down here, that it would make, would be easier.
Yeah, they're not being too, but they've got two radio options on this. Is either 2.4 gig or the 915 megahertz.
Yeah.
Both of them put 1,000 milliwatt, and both of them are ELRS. So ELRS now,
And that's another option is having a 900 megahertz option, and then you're in the same protocol. You just got to you got to have the 900 megahertz for long range.
oh, this is absolutely beautiful. This is what happens when you have machine translation. The buttons and indicators light are independently connected to the MCU and fully controlled independently. And then says 1 set of 6 gears, 2 sets of 3 gears, 3 sets of 2 gears, or 6 independent buttons. And they're talking about these buttons, not the gears.
Gears.
But that's when you machine translate. That is exactly what happens when you have machine translation.
Standard 21700 2 battery box. Looks like you got a fan there. Is that a fan hole there?
Yeah. Right. Row cooling fan, whatever that is.
So you have to go one side or the other. So I'm not going to get the same thing on the same controller. for 170 bucks, I guess that you'd have one controller for your long range stuff. And then
here's the Boxer Crush.
lemon twist.
Iceberg blue, lemon twist yellow, cherry red, frost white. There's yours, hot pink. And the iron gray. I would actually, I think the white one, and then, you order go into the Boxer accessories, and then you order the blue switches and swap out the black switches on that white radio with the blue switches.
Little custom act there.
Yeah. And then you add the blue lights around the gimbals. So, yeah.
Little fun customization project.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the white and black kind of works for me too, though.
Radio prices are not too bad. That's the other thing, is they're not.
I'm wondering, can you buy? Can you Boxer accessories? Can you buy the different color cases yet? Nope, not yet. But eventually all the different color cases become available as an option. I might just have to order the white case and stick it on mine.
So these are meant to be competitive, and they're both they're both pretty much, you get basically either a color screen or not, and then you get multiple color options, and it just
personally, the color screen never did anything for me, and that's why I never stuck with TX16S. It had the color display.
Yeah. It's mostly just a nice feature. It's not a.
It's a nice thing, but to me, it becomes too cluttered and what's the colors, it just gets too crazy.
I can see by keeping it simple.
No, I like to keep the display simple as possible, because I mean you only have a fraction of a second to look at it, really. I mean, if you're in a
Right.
goggles, you don't
It's
get
not
to
like
look
you're
at it at all.
yeah, it's not like you're flying today. I can just I'm now thinking about, okay, what went through my mind as I was flying? Well, it's switch location. I told you, I've already been talking about it.
Yeah.
I want the switch location to feel more natural to me, where I can quickly find things. And it doesn't and I struggle a little bit, and I'm sure you had that same problem with that controller. It has the short little stubby switches, and you can still feel which ones you want and need, and they're in the right spot, but it's not, to me, it's not quick. I can't, when I'm flying, I'm like, all right, which finger, and it's something I do every time I come in, throw it in angle mode, and then it's always easy to find disarm, but when they're on top, I've always, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know.
really, before you buy a radio, if you have the chance at all, and you know somebody that has the radio you're looking at,
Yeah.
see if you can meet up with that person, actually physically hold it in
Hold
your
it.
hand
Yeah. Hold it.
and get a feel of it.
They both have the same. They both have a slide. They both have trim switches, and it's probably the same electronics and same gimbals.
Speaking of radio, I finally got the parts radio for East Coast radio. So we'll be changing out. I'm moving myself bigger for a second. I mean, this don't look like much. It's a parts radio, but the gimbals are good on this. So we'll
Oh,
be changing out the gimbals to his radio, and these switches right here. This one right here is actually broke. The long one is broke
yeah.
on his radio. We'll be replacing that and gonna put him back in business with the flying.
Need an antenna there too, looks like.
Well, this is the parts radio. This
Oh,
is
that's
not
the
his
parts
radio.
one. I got you. You're gonna pull the gimbals out, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's right, because he needs
I'm
new gimbal.
taking this apart to rob the parts out of.
Yeah, which is always a good thing. I mean, think about it. I mean, rarely is anything worn out when it comes to this hobby.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
everything's so.
this is just an old. It had a rough life, but hey, it still has a battery in it too. So
Do either of these controllers, the Crush and the T15, do they have options for? They probably don't have module options.
yes, I do.
Well, they do.
Both of them have a module on the back.
Okay.
Both of them have the uh, module bay on the back. See right
Okay.
here.
Okay. Okay. All right. I didn't even look that close. Okay. Just that was. I've got one of them open up right now. I'm just looking at the colors and looking at the colors.
Well, for some reason, uh, Jumper doesn't even list the radio on their website right now, so I don't know what's up with that. Warren is in the house. Akirasha. Howdy, feller.
Yeah, we'll have to keep a close eye on those. The prices are,
Prices are
prices
pretty
are good.
identical. I mean, there's versions was CNC type gimbals on the Jumper. The Crush has the CNC gimbals in it. So there's some new options out there. But and Brandon Beans. Howdy, feller. There's somebody new. Let's see. Love my boxer, but the button had me mixed up for the first 2 weeks of flying. Not this on trigger and rescue mode while upside down on the ground was kind of rough. Well, that's the thing with new radio, man. It takes you a few days to get used to it. But Brandon, since you're here, we'll just throw you a wrench. All right, fella, you've been smurfed. So everybody say hello to Brandon. And for those that haven't done it yet, please hit that thumb. Don't be a bum. Hit that thumb. Oh, as I say, if the robot kicks in and puts it in the tech, isn't that just perfect timing?
Yeah, so there's something to think about. Nothing crucial, nothing to change, no life-changing things there.
Well, it could be a life-changing thing. You know, a good radio is important to have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a place I need to consider.
You know, the radio I was saying to you, the little X light. Yeah, it's a
doing
little
well.
game type controller, but it does have CNC gimbals in it.
Yeah, I don't have very, the gripes that I have are so small. It's just,
and it took me a long time to get away from that radio. And you know, I went through a number of radios and always circled back to the X light.
yeah, the game style controller
has to be the X Lite Pro. Not any of the X Lites will do it. It has to be the X Lite Pro.
Yeah, the game style is a huge advantage, just because it's something that if you already are a gamer, it's just natural.
Yeah. No, the X Lite Pro is a damn good radio. The one part that I particularly like about that particular radio, the two potentiometers up top,
Yeah, right.
the sliders, they're right where your fingers are. So if you want to fly something with a pan and tilt, you'd have to control for the pan and tilt right at your fingertips.
Right. It wouldn't be anything you'd have to search for.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to move your hand to get to it. There, right there. It's a damn good radio. It's just a shame that it's FR Sky and not Express LRS. You know. And Radio Master tried it with the Zorro, and the Zorro is a fine radio, except the batteries on it are a freaking joke. I cannot understand that Radio Master, with all the iterations of the Boxer they have by now.
Yeah.
That Radio Master can't come up with a redesign of the Zorro with them decent freaking batteries in it.
Right.
Okay. Well, they brought out the Pocket, at least the Pocket 18650s on it, two of them.
Right.
Okay. I just can't understand that they cannot redesign the handle on that gamepad Zorro to allow little extra room and put freaking 18650s in there or 21700s. I mean, the Zorro was two 21700 batteries that are like 4,500 milliamp hours. That would be one hell of a radio.
Yeah, just nice to have that.
Ben, there is a slot there. It does have room for a module, but in nobody flies FR Sky anymore, or D8, D16, any of that. I think they all pretty much gone by the wayside at this point, apart from some diehard fixed wing guys that all they fly is planes. And why would I want and there's plenty of people that already done it, and I've also seen that done was a Tango 2, where they took the Crossfire module out of it and piped the ELS module internal. On the Tango 2, it's easy because it already has the connector inside for an external module, so you just have to figure out how to wire the external module inside, and then find some room for it inside the radio. So let's see. Buddy and I took about a 2 in the Nazgul to the river confluence today. Flew some freestyle. Cool.
Looking at the Boxer right now. The Boxer Max radio, which has already got all the bells and whistles installed in it.
Yeah, the only thing was the Boxer Max is the limited availability of colors.
Yeah, it's got 3 colors basically.
Yeah.
Black,
but they offer 4 colors and accessories. They also offer blue, which the blue version isn't available on the Max. And you got red, gold, and black. But if you look at the gimbals that are available, the different colors, there is where they're at. That's just the black. Where's the different color gimbals? Are they under the TX16S? That's interesting.
So there you go.
That's wild. But yeah, the gimbals are more available in more than those 3 colors.
You can get the Zorro in green to match
and Chucky is here.
It would
Chuck of action. If Chuck is here, Lori's here. Howdy to the both of you. Perpetual vacation? No, it's called benefit of being a teacher.
That's soon to end. Not being a teacher, being not working.
Well, my dad was a teacher, and he always distinguished between instructional free time and vacation. So it was school break and he was off, but the weather was shitty, then he called it instructional free time. But it was nice and sunny and we were doing things, he would call it vacation.
Vacation. Mm-hmm.
So.
Bandit 915 megahertz express module. There you go.
Yep.
Bandit.
And Mikey flies on FPV. Howdy, fella. So, yeah.
It would be fun to try to fly with the Pocket for just a little bit, just to see if it would be kind of a nice little change, especially when you're just dinking around. I mean, for $54, you can't freaking beat it. Shit. Get a cool color and get a blue case for it, and there you go.
What are you talking about? The
Pocket radio.
pocket? Well,
This
pocket has
flew
a
today.
disadvantage. Pocket has a disadvantage. It doesn't transmit on a 4,000 milliwatt. So
No.
yeah. It's limited to 350 milliwatt on the LRS.
Yeah, it's
So, I mean, yeah, like you said, $65 is nothing for that radio.
it's like flying a Roku. A Ruko. A Roku.
Speaking of Roku and new
Ruko.
stuff, you want to touch on that lightweight DJI thing real quick? We kind of were brainstorming about it the other day a bit.
The Aurora.
I thought you said it was called the Neo.
Oh yeah, why am I thinking Aurora? Gosh, I've got so many names in my head right now. Yeah, the Neo. Aurora. Where's my brain?
I think the Neo is going to be a replacement of the old Tello.
Yeah, and that would make total sense.
I think that Neo thing is going to be a replacement for the Tello. It's going to be small and lightweight and happy-go-lucky, and it's going to be specifically for like STEM type programs in schools and that sort of stuff. And that would actually be a good thing, because that would open the public to actual uses, good uses.
It makes sense because it's got prop guards on it and all the things that you need on a in that inside flying situation. You got liability and all that. It fits with that whole.
I had friends approach me asking me, we want to buy a drone for our kid. What should we get? I would tell them get a Tello, because right now I was like $100. Okay, you didn't need to buy a whole bunch of stuff with it. They could control it on their phone,
right?
And if you want to step up and get a controller, you could, but you didn't have to have it. And there were some programmability. I mean, they have the Iron Man special edition at some point.
Yeah.
They had with different lights on top, and make that thing that there was an educational version of it. And just something fun, playful fun that where the kids don't even know they're learning about things.
Yeah, heaven forbid.
I think that's a good thing.
Heaven forbid they think they're learning, man. You have to trick them into freaking learning stuff.
Yeah.
But you got an image of that we can put up really quick. I don't have I do, but let me see if I've got let me just double check. I've got an image possibly in my photos here. I just want to. I have one that's a pretty good high resolution. This one's pretty good size. The resolution's okay. I guess I can. If you've got one, I can share this one. But it's not very. This is not a high quality image. I've got one that's got better resolution. I thought I did. That one, thought I had. This one, there's better resolution than these. I think the original has got higher. That's not the one I'm looking for. This one here is okay.
This one is the one I found on the quick. So
Yeah, that's the one that's, we can blow that one up. I had one that was like that with a really good clear, you could see clearly defined pieces.
yeah.
Maybe it was the one that I had. It's on my phone.
Walmart listing for the DJI Neo Fly More price at $329.
Oh, here we go. I got a good image here now. Here, this one's pretty good. Let's see if I can get you this image here. There we go. That's pretty good. Then you can get into it where you can get. So this is the concept, and there's a couple of things in there when you can see this this specific image is that the props are very unique. You've got this T frame, and inside of it you'll have a translucent propeller. It's like a fan. It's like a true like inducted fan. It's not a prop. It's a ducted fan. It's like, and it almost seems like the fan is actually connected at the edges. You can't really tell because it's translucent. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, it looks like a spoked wheel. But if there's at least 20 blades on it, it's pretty busy.
It's gonna be a noisy little sucker then.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd think that the noise thing would matter. I don't know what they've done with this thing, but yeah, ducted fans can be noisy.
Well, I mean, this kind of looks like 4 EDF fans
Yeah, I wish I could.
bolted on that thing.
I'm
And
trying to.
those things, the EDFs are not quiet.
I'm just trying to get some of the brightness off of it here, so get the contrast, change it a little bit. Exposure's just a little whack job on it. See if I can change the shadows or something here. Yeah, see, we got to get that down. Maybe like that. That actually seems better. Let's save that right there. Yeah, you can see okay, now I can make it bigger. But you can clearly see that the fan blades are very interesting. So you've got this unique thing, and of course you've got my suggestion was that as an interlocking fan. So you've got basically each of the pads are on different levels, so they can be folded in. I think almost all of them, they might all fold in, or the top will fold in and the bottom will fold in, so that they're
I think old Brent has to answer here. 2 blade props with spoked ducts on one arm holding the motor. So they basically have a sandwich and a prop running in the middle. That's got to be the ultimate protection from getting anything stuck in the prop.
Yeah, 2-bladed prop would. I'm open for. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's actually a very interesting analysis of it, because obviously we can't until we get a more high quality picture. But I'm open to that idea too. I think to have that little, like you're saying, a true fan. Yeah, because a 2-bladed prop is much more efficient and they're quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of looking at what that is. And then, like you're saying, the spokes are actually protection, like a fan, just an added. That's a very unique way of looking at it. Um, very
Yeah,
interesting.
no,
And
you can actually see these are two-bladed props.
yeah, depending on how you look at it, you need people to kind of do this. You need to have a brainstorm because when you first look at something, you see what you see. But if you get 3 or 4 or 5 people looking at something, everybody starts to see a little bit differently because that's not what I saw at first. I looked at this T arrangement right here as just being structure, the opposite, and this stuff here being the fan. Well, the where the truth might be is that this stuff here is the structure, basically being held together, you know, as spokes, like you were saying, and those two, that actually being the fan, and this
Yeah,
being a strut, that
that
being actually a strut of some kind.
yeah, that's the arm, and there's the prop, and then yeah, it's
Because
sandwiched between to protect
right,
anything from getting
and,
sucked
and
into
this prop
the
here just
prop.
happened, and this prop here happens to be in line
Yep,
with the leg,
yep.
which is a
So
very
so is the other rear one.
right. So you get all those facts together, and you actually get a logical, and that would make more sense with the protection issue. So that's actually changed my whole outlook on this. I mean, it's totally changed my, the way I see it. The other thing is this look like
It's
a
got
gimbal?
little legs on the prop prop
Right.
protection too.
You got the legs
Yeah.
right there coming out.
So
Um,
that's gonna cut out some of the ground effect because I mean that's
does this look like the front? This looks like the front of a Tello for sure, but that gimbal looks odd if that is a gimbal, um, which it might not be. That right there might not be a gimbal. That might be something else. But I would think it would have a two-axis gimbal because that to me would be something you'd want to control. If you were, if this was an education.
they blurt something out on top of that thing.
Right. Yeah. Something being blurred out. And I don't know what this is right here. That could be up somebody blurring something too. That definitely could be a cover up of some kind. It's, it's a very interesting, and it looks bigger than a Tello than what we should do is look at a Tello because it's been a long time since many of us have actually looked at a Tello. So maybe we should, let's put a Tello up. Anybody, you got
But I
to,
mean, $329 for the fly moored, that is a pretty interesting price point because what's the mini 4K now? Is it?
$299.
Yeah, but not fly moored.
Oh,
That's
Flymore
just
is 400 some,
yeah.
425. So yeah, I didn't see the prices. I don't know who put the prices up. I have not seen that. Somebody said that they were up. Man. But do we hear me?
Here's the teller.
There we go. Good. I'm glad you brought up a Tello here. Anyway, yeah. So we've got the body, the Tello body going on. We've got the single lens, like, you know,
Yeah,
in the
there's a little
there might be another
non
sensor there.
non gimbal camera.
I'm betting this thing has another sensor of some kind on it. It's not going to be it would make no sense to make it just as the same capability of the old one, that they would add some other like sensor onto it to make it more scientific, more usable, like maybe a lidar or some kind of low end lidar sensor. I know telos are very small. This one looks bigger. What's the weight of a tello?
It's definitely bigger.
What's the weight of the tello? Does it give us a spec? It's been so long. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it'd be. Let me see if I can find a. Yeah, it'd be very hard.
Well, it's because I'm in the DJI store and not in the
Right. Tello drone. Oh, yeah, $99. Let's see here. Of course, these are all refurbished. Any spec them? And I don't see weight or accessories.
87 grams.
Okay. And this one weighs 100 and they said 175. Somebody was saying 175. I'd say, well, it's going to be between 250 and 174.
It's going to be way under 250.
We don't know. It just has to be under 250. I would say it would be comfortably under 250. I could agree to that. It just looks so big.
You want to use it for a STEM program. You know, you want to stay sub 250 because you don't want to deal with registration.
Right. You don't want to deal with whatever, if say you have to put something on it or.
Yeah. The schools don't necessarily have FRIA set up. So, you know, it wouldn't make sense for an educational drone like that to stay under 250 to not deal with any of the regulations that go with it. So I'm pretty much, sub 250 is a given on this. And TJ is in the house. TJ.
Yeah, this is I'm glad we kind of brought this into our discussion today because I, have a new appreciation for it for sure. I knew with more eyes on the prize here. And the batteries are 125, 1125, something like that. So they're just a little bit more than half. 2S batteries.
Well, the battery for the Tello was 1100 milliamp hour, 1S battery.
So this is
going to have a 2S battery on it.
Right. It's already, it already said, well, let's put that up. We've got that information. Let's look at the battery info here real quick.
I mean, the Tello battery, 1100 milliamp hour, 1S, and now we're going to have 1100 milliamp hour 2S. So it's got a bit more juice to it.
So there's the battery right there. 7.3 volt, 1435 mAh.
Yeah.
10.5 watt.
Watt hours.
Watt hours, right? So that gives us a battery just a little heavier. Well, just a little. See, 2500. 2500 was the watt was the milliamp hour of the battery for the Mini. And they were thinking 15. This gives it a 15-minute battery. Guys, those little fans, those little freaking, so much weight on that too. Those.
This is going to be a classroom drone.
Yeah, I'd say 15 minutes is pushing it. With all that freaking structure connected to it. Because the Tello didn't have that. It didn't have that heavy duty fan structure. But yeah, it will be 2S. So 2S gives it a little bit more capability.
Well, battery for the Mini was 2250 milliamp hours. So at 2S. So that's 17 and a half watt hours compared to 10 and a half. Yeah, but it's going to be about a 20-minute drone, I think.
You need to bump into it, and it's going
they're going to sell it as a 20-minute, and the actual flight time is about 15. And I still say, bring back the original air.
Dave tops with spoke ducts, one arm holding the motor. Tell you something, you bump into that little freaking thing too hard, and that thing is going to be useless. Being as delicate, just it just for something that's going to be used a project drone that's going to be stuck in classrooms with people. Oh my Lord. They're going to sell 100 of those because they're going to break them.
Well,
who knows? Who knows?
I think there's going to be one of those drones that's for classroom, for educational purposes.
Yeah.
STEM type programs.
Right. It's definitely going to have a better chipset, better brain.
Kind of like this thing where, you get the LED on top. You can actually program the thing to do things.
RoboMaster. Yeah.
So, yeah, get some AI application to go with that. Right. It'll be an interesting product. But I think it's going to be more of an inside flyer than an outside flyer. I'm thinking it's going to be more like suited for flying in a gym or some large.
I can't believe DJI hasn't harnessed the selfie drone. They haven't reinvented that. There were so many good products out there when they first were launching. If you go back to the Dobby, which was absolutely a huge step forward. It had, optical. It had stabilization built into it, electronic stabilization built into it. Little tiny foldable thing. I can't believe DJI hasn't done that. Obviously, there's no money in it. I don't know. That little selfie drone, that hover air, you can't tell me that DJI can't make something better than that. And they just let it, there's maybe not selling enough of them. Because if anybody sells anything and becomes popular, DJI is going to build one and they're going to build it better. So I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to go because the Mini is done. They've already made the Mini, to the max. I mean, the Mini 4 is basically.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting what I brought back the Mini 4K now. Basically, the Mini 2.
Man, the Mini 4K is no slouch, man. And people keep talking about, oh, I bought a Mini 2 SE. And I'm like, why?
Why not?
Why would you buy a Mini 2 SE when you can buy a Mini 4K for the same price? It's the camera actually.
Here's the question. Okay. Do you buy the Spectra for $289 or do you buy the DJI for $299? That is the
save
question.
$10. I would buy the DJI just
Well,
because
there's a $30 coupon on that too, so that'd be $259.
I don't know. I don't know. When you get down to those dollars, I guess I'd save the $50 and buy the Specta. The problem is, to say you want to resell it, people will buy the DJI before they'll buy the Specta.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a $30 coupon, so that puts it at $259.
I think it's great. I think that's a great savings. It's a really nice, $30 savings. I would buy the Specta before I buy just about everything else that's on the market too. So you've got, because of good just knowledge, we know that it's based on real engineering. The code is solid, and yeah, that's, boy, we've got down. I mean, if you think about that question you just asked, Kai, that is such a meaningless question. They have squeezed the market to such tiny proportions that we're arguing over saving $10 to buy the same freaking drone with a different name on it from the same company. Well, different company, but that the market is just absolutely just got the life squeezed out of it. That's why it's so nice to go and fly this today. Because there's no question as to
Well,
oh boy, I can't. We need something new on them. We need it.
well, there's what the Air 3S in the talks now. There's a Mavic 4 in the talks now. We still have an Action 5 and an Action 5 Pro, whatever that Pro might be. So
I don't know should I buy an Action 5 Pro? I have never bought an Action ever. Oh, I did the Action 2 and the old. I've never bought a brand new Action. I've stayed kind of with the Pocket family. But there's people that are swearing that the Action 4 is the greatest thing ever too, and which it probably is pretty dang good.
Well,
but yeah,
one might make an argument. No, wait for the Action 5 to come out and see what the difference is, and
for 300,
buy the cheaper. The now they're gonna drop the pricing on the Action 4 after that to fire sale the remaining inventory.
God, action cameras have gotten just out of control too, because you can go right now for $350. You can buy the latest and greatest.
Hold on. Jack Rabbit is here and Sunrise is here.
Boy.
And Jack Rabbit will find this interesting. This showed up today. So actually showed up yesterday. But I have it. So we can start on, because Scott actually stepped up and decided to sponsor the repair of East Coast Drones quad. So we have the parts radio. I just need to start taking stuff apart and swapping stuff over. I kind of already started though.
If anybody
took the nuts off that switch.
If anybody wants
I actually already get Sunrise to help me, because he knows all about switching out switches on the radio. He's good at it now. He's really versed on it now.
And just if anybody wants to buy an Ace Pro on eBay, there are Ace Pros on eBay that are brand new in the box for $350.
Yeah, I need to bring this. Just
So if you're wanting to go down that place, and God, for $350, you got a camera that Captain Drone says is the greatest camera he's ever used in his entire life.
So here's the sunrise punt overlay.
I thought we all moved on.
Because he's such a kicker. It was such a kicker.
We haven't moved on. Sorry. We will never.
We moved on, but every now and again,
Oh boy.
Don't we still have video on that too? I thought there was. No.
You don't have the video. You don't have the action video handy?
The action video?
No. Yes,
the
running man video.
I got Running Man. We got Running Man.
That is a great shot.
That we still have.
I'm getting summoned. Hold on here.
Oh. Yep, the kick that keeps on kicking. You just our kicker. We're getting our kicks out of you. Something like that.
My mother-in-law is not feeling well. Oh boy.
So no tacos tonight?
Not. I'm more worried about the COVID thing. No, it was exactly. That's the. And my wife's calling, going, there's no tacos, so you need to go get something else. I got dinner last night.
No shit. We can stay on to midnight now.
I got Thai food last night. I did my cooking for the week. I have my go-to Thai place down the street. I can go in there 5 minutes before, just wander in there. They will have my food on the table with maybe 3 or 4 minutes. That's how fast they are. And it's always the same and good. So it's like, if you ever just need food fast, they are the fastest freaking restaurant. And it's always perfect. So if you like chicken and drunken noodles and fresh vegetables, drunken noodles is good. But anyway, they just kick butt. We're
going to take a quick look on the Foxier thing here.
There we go. I knew we forgot something. You're going to blow off my frame here. Okay. Now you got to tell me if that frame sucks ass.
I don't know that sucks ass. I don't know that's great, but I don't know that sucks ass.
I just like that it's extended. It has a lot of range, or has a lot of, and I've seen somebody put an all-in-one on it to make it light.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you stick an all-in-one flight controller on it. I'm going to stick an 03 on it. I'm going to take the 03 out of Kai 2 and stick it in that.
So let's see.
Or I'll buy
around 71 grams excluding TPU parts. Wow, that is chunky.
Yeah, it's made to be a down version of the 5-inch. It doesn't have the light arms. And aren't they 5 mil?
This is the 5-inch light. Okay, this is the 5-inch Aura
Right.
light.
But the arms are still heavy. I understand that. The carbon fiber arms are, were they 5 mil? 4 mil? 20, but it's
2 mil mid plate, 2 mil bottom plate, 1/2, and 5 mil arms with
yeah, so
12
they're
by 12 mounting.
so they got chunky arms. I mean, I don't expect it to be as light as the Kai 2. I just want it to be lighter than the Mario. That's it. I mean, in between, I want the big 5-inch props.
So
You
my
know,
my real question is,
throw,
what does the camera mounting look like?
I saw him mount it in the middle. No, oh no, the camera mounting no is. Oh no, good question. The one I saw, he had actually printed out the. He had to print out the 03.
Yeah. So you've got one slot here on the side
No,
for a
there's
camera.
actually the camera actually sticks out further. The one I saw was done. Watch the video that I showed you. That was a customized version of this by what's
Johnny Five.
what do
Yeah.
you call it?
Johnny Five.
Johnny. Yeah, but
Johnny
but
Five at the and Yo Mama was
oh
actually
Yo
on.
Mama, yeah, right. It's a Yo Mama version, yeah, or Joe Mama. But no, he actually had a camera mount that it was with an 03 in it. And the fear could be that you would end up having the same problems I had with Mr. Croc without the proper front mount. That would be one of the challenges on this. He had the 03 unit mounted in the middle, and then the flight controller was mounted in the back, I believe. So I thought it looked really cool to what when it was finished. I didn't get a shot of it. A
Let
still
me
shot.
let me go back to this.
It's just a long, it's kind of instead of being compact, it's long and skinny. And it extends those props way out. I would be
Well, here's what he's done different.
but that's just the base frame. And if we could find the TPU,
Here's what he
yeah,
did different. He got a TPU mount in front
right,
for the DJI camera.
right. And then he put the VTX in the middle. The 03 is in that middle front, and then the front doesn't have anything in it. And the back has
I bet you he had to put the 03 in the middle because the cable, the coax cable from the camera to the VTX wasn't long enough anymore. He does have a GPS on it in the back.
oh yeah. I just like it. I like what it looks like. Joe Mama.
So yeah, and that's where he shows the GPS on the back.
Yeah, it's got the same.
And he's got the stack in the back, which I mean, kind of cuts down on any kind of interference that the cable could pick up from the
Right.
VTX. But yeah, he's getting an interesting little concept going there. He put LEDs on it. Yeah, there's no way this is up 250.
Well, I don't expect it to be sub 250. I mean, it's weight. I mean, you're getting 5-inch. It's not going to be sub 250.
Well, there's lightweight frames. There are plenty of.
I want to have a 5-inch flying characteristic with 5-inch props on a lighter frame.
Yeah, but this one you're gonna have props in view. I think he created this camera mount to push the camera out further to the front to get the props out of view, but I'm fairly certain this will still have.
I did not see. I saw a video and I didn't see props in view.
Yeah, because he's got 4x3 video on it.
Only crop it down, Kai. We just
Yeah,
crop it
he
down.
cropped. He's using 4x3 video on it because that most racers will use 4x3 video because you get more height out of the picture, and that's more important for a racer.
So you're telling me you don't like that? All right, that's fine. Let's build a single. Let's do everything. Let's do like everybody else is doing. Let's just build a freaking whoop. Frick it. Screw it. I really liked working with a regular frame. I thought it was just I thought it was kind of liberating having all that space. And that one looks like you get the same thing, but we get rid of the ESC. We get it all in one. I'm going to make it 03. Or not.
If we can.
I got to do everything 03 right now. Everything's got to be 03.
Yeah. I mean, I'll build you whatever you want built. I don't have a problem with any of it, but I think there's other frames out there.
Yeah, let's look for them. My question was really that night. I was gonna send you a message saying, let's find another lightweight frame and build another lightweight. I mean, other than I don't want to build the freaking a Reckon. That's funky frame. I really liked building the Mario. I thought it was a nice, spacious space. Obviously, if you're going to save weight, you can't have space.
So, well, let's look and see what CNC Drum says for frames. 5-inch.
I'm selling my scooters, so I'm getting messages. So sorry. I'm getting messages from people, and
here's your quad right here, the dead frog. That looks like a dead frog too.
Yeah, I don't want a fat frame. I want a freaking slender, one that we can get TPU parts for, that we can print. That's the other thing. I've been looking at printers too, Kai. I've been looking at the A1.
Yep.
The Bamboo A1.
I knew that was coming.
Yep. Ain't happening yet because don't need a printer. But I freaking build another project, I'm going to get printer excited again. You know that. Anytime you start working on projects, you start thinking about, oh man, if I had a printer.
Well, you have a printer.
I have a great TPU printer. This thing knocks out TPU great. But anyway. All right.
We'll have to do some more.
I want you to think
instigating. Investigating.
You're looking at them freaking vibration undampening frames again. I
Well,
guess we could look at.
that's
You're looking at, obviously, if you're doing an all-in-one, but you're not thinking shoving a freaking O3 unit in there.
quite frankly, what I think you need to look at is the Atlas 4.
Because I almost went crazy and was thinking about whoops again. I was looking at 3.5-inch whoop frames, and I'm like, I do not want a 3.5-inch whoop. I already got a whoop. I don't need another one. That's another 4-inch though.
Well,
I guess you can make the 4-inch light.
this has,
How much is that frame? That's 36. It's got the TPU. It's got the GPS slot.
yeah, it's got GPS. It's got plenty of room for your O3 unit in the back.
Why don't that
Got
Atlas
all
just
that.
Why don't the Atlas just extend those legs just a little bit further so I can get a 5-inch prop on there? Ugh. Then I'm going to have T-mounted props again. Ugh.
Well, here's the Volador 5-inch dead cat. There's a 6-inch dead cat.
What's the weight on those frames? Those are going to be,
These are beefy frames.
yeah, those are the freaking heavy duty freaking Bando frames. Remember?
This one is, 186 and change.
And you were giving me crap about my freaking 70 freaking gram.
Well, let's go back. Here's the Atlas, and it is 55.
And you can mount an O3 in the
With
middle.
all TPU ports.
Yeah. DJI 03 Vista WS analog. Oh.
And I really like the camera cage on this on these drones.
Right.
Because
No, I understand why you're going there with the camera cage. Protection.
well, put it in. There it is. So I'm gonna make myself big for a second here.
You think they got,
If you look,
yeah. No, I'm
you got
with you
two
on that.
sets of mounting points. You got a set in the front for an Air O3 camera, and you got a set in the back for the
Right.
old Vistas, and
Right.
both of them are shock mounted because that little silicone insert actually
Right.
covers the back holes too.
Right. No, they work good. We already know that because we just got done with the build that solved that problem for us, which made it much nicer. Yeah, no, if the other frame that the Foxier frame has the problem that the front is not made for anything. It's generic. It's not complete. O3 would be tough to stick in it. We'd have to mold the front end, and then the front end would not be shock resistant, even though you got the lightweight aspect. And then we're going to carry a lighter battery because
Yeah.
the battery I have for the Kai 2, the 9, is actually pretty good. The 930. I got 6 minutes out of that today. Easy, I got 6 minutes. I could have flown longer. I could have probably got 7 minutes out of flying that today if I wouldn't have, punched it 5 times as high as I could.
I mean, was this Atlas? I think even was the 03 area, and he can still get it sub 250. But
Yeah. You think I'm barking up the wrong tree going 5-inch? I mean, you know, when you're picking a frame out,
well,
you know, Ben's basically saying
there's very few lightweight 5-inch frames out. And you know, the frame that I would recommend isn't even made anymore.
put up
Because
Ben's comment.
manufacturer pretty much went dark on us.
You know, Ben made the comment. He said that you probably won't break those arms, and that's right. I mean, you get the long, skinny arms. You know, you end up with all the lightweight, with all the long range and problems, and they break. You know, they break right at where they connect to the body, where those two screws, you know, hold the. You hit anything. I mean, literally, if you run into a fucking pole, you're going to break the arm. You know, and that's. Yep. See, this is what I say. I find a great frame. Kai talks me out of it. And he finds a better frame, which you can't not agree with because it's a better choice. Let's see. Just keep the ESCs on board rather than on board rather than on the arms.
Yeah. Because that's, you know, a 4-in-1 ESC versus, individual ESCs, which going to weigh a lot more.
And I do agree we get an all-in-one board for whatever it is. Just learn. I've never soldered up an all-in-one, but it'll probably be, now that I got a proper soldering station, it shouldn't be too terrible. I'll be able to see what I'm doing.
You want to go 5-inch ultralight, right?
If it's possible.
There you go.
I would do an X frame. I've never flown an X frame before.
Again, it's a Flyfish RC, so it's going to have the same freaking camera cage on it.
It's got that skinny back end. But can I get the 03 in that? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I guess it's got the wide where are the screw mounts. 25.
It is 20 by 20 and 25 by 25 in the back.
So 03 goes in the back.
Yeah.
Antenna goes right out. All in one. Camera cable goes underneath. And we got the correct mount. Would you do an X frame? Be something different. I've never flown an X frame ever. They're supposed to be better.
They are.
You just get props in view, and that's the only.
Yeah, you'll have props in view, but and all the racers prefer the X frames, and for good reason.
So then it's stupid to put an 03 on there because you're going to look at props.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, the 03, it's not just about the 4K recording; it's also the video length quality,
right?
That is superb. Was the 03,
right?
But
I could just leave with that. With that, I could just not do I wouldn't do ELRS with that. I'd just leave it. I'd just leave it DJI. I just fly.
I mean, this is kind of to get you. If you go to an X frame, you bind an ultralight frame because you want to stay sub to 50.
Yeah.
So because you want the good recording, you start using the 03. But what's the 03? You're gonna have freaking props in view. So you
Yeah.
either have to crop that out or deal with it some other way. Or you have to plant a camera on top, which all the weight savings that you just initiated using all three is now down the tubes because you're bolting however heavy a camera on top of it.
Well, that's going to have a tiny battery too because it's a short body.
Yeah, I'll probably put one of my 550 on there and call it a day.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, motors on this is going to be little 2005, 2004 motors.
Yeah.
No, actually, one of my favorite FPV batteries is actually the Race Day Quads 1000 milliamp 6S battery. I think that battery is just the shit when it comes to ultralights.
Yeah.
Here's my ultralight 5-inch Callus Machine Works Shocker
Yeah.
5-inch ultralight. I strapped 1,000 on here and I get 8 minutes of flight time out of it.
Right.
Okay. It only has the pro camera on it. Avatar. So, but I don't care about 4K recording too much.
Gotta keep up with the freaking Joneses, man. Everything's got to be freaking digital, and it's got to be.
I tell you what we need to do. Okay, you get the Atlas frame. You built yours was the 03. I built mine was the Moonlight
Walkspan.
kit.
I would do the Atlas frame. I just end up with a 4-inch, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that. It would be nice to have the big 5-inch props.
Scott, I'm a Catalyst Machine Works fan too. Problem is, they quit making shit.
Yeah.
They got bought up and now they're doing, I don't know what exactly it is they're doing, but no, they got bought up. And since then, the only way to get anything related to Catalyst Machine Works is through Pyrodrone. Pyrodrone has some parts, but not all parts for Catalyst Machine Works. So it's getting to be a real hit and miss. And they came out with a special kit to allow for the 03 mounting on the back of the ultralights. And I have one, but now I started having this little problem where this front piece is starting to delaminate. Where's that? Is it on this one? No, it's on this one. This whole front skid is starting to delam.
Because it just peels apart. I see, because when you land on it, it just splits that.
Yeah. And I cannot get these freaking pieces. I've been looking for them, but you can't get the damn pieces. So, yeah. I love Catalyst Machine Works, and I would love for them to start making frames again.
All righty, man. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
But we got some ideas there. I'm gonna keep my eyes open on other things. I'm gonna find a 5-inch frame. If I don't find a 5-inch frame, then I'm gonna use that 4-inch Atlas frame, which would be fine too. Price is good. It's got the fly fish that whole frame company, whatever, seems to do a pretty good job. I would like to make their 5-inch someday, but it's like just too much. It's too, I don't know. We've already done drones with, stuff smashed into it and side plates and
Yeah, there's
I want a 4-inch, like my 4-inch I got that domain back there it's freaking got just all kinds of extra, parts hanging off of it. It's inefficient, even though it's a fun little flyer. It doesn't need a camera mount either. I got to take that off. But all right, well, just
we've got a new product here with SUP 250, since we're on
Bob Casey.
The 2.5 inch. Howdy, Bob. 2.5 inch Oasis Fly 25 from SUP 250. But I mean, $430. I know it's got no 3 unit and all that, but cheap many crickets.
So much money. And at least if you're building it, you're going to get what you want out of it for almost 400. Then I can recycle
And I'm like, okay, I'm like kind of interested. No, maybe I'll just get the frame and do some with it myself. But again, this is a straight 03 frame. There's no mounting option for the taller cameras out of the Vistas or Walks now. So I mean, 2.5 inch for a little park flyer is a good size.
Yeah.
They got 1404 motors on this thing.
That's what I'd fly the pocket with. Get that little controller and get a little tiny park flyer like that with an 03 in there. Bang, just buzz around the park.
So 174 grams without battery. That's a 4S drone. And that leaves you 76 grams for a battery. If you want to stay SUP 250.
Yeah, that'd be like flying a rocket around.
It's a wide axe, but they brought the camera out enough to get it out of view to props. So Nick Burns did a review on it if you guys are interested. But yeah, it's
Oasis Fly.
It's SUP 250 and makes it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, no, Brent is asking.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a deducted rocket with an 03 unit now.
You can get it for $179 and you can recycle your 03 unit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
Well, actually, what I would suggest for your Pavo, was it the Pavo that won the disaster on us?
Yeah. Oh, the new Cinehawk Mini?
Yeah, they've got it as a kit to where you can throw your own VTX on it.
That'd be something too.
$160.
I haven't dealt with Emacs. Maybe
Yes, you
that
have.
would be well, what was the last Emax thing I had?
You had Boston, the Titan, wasn't it Tiny Hawk? The analog kits that you had when we first start chatting.
Oh yeah, way back
The
there.
ones that you wrecked in the gym.
Yeah, those were the props would fly off all the time. Cine Hawk, what's that one called? The Mini?
This is the Cine Hawk Mini, 2.5 inch.
158 bucks for the kit. And then you stick a 03 unit in there.
Yep. This would be an excellent way to recycle the 03 unit you got out of the Pava. Actually, I think you're right there, Chris.
Yeah, I would fly there. That Emax. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and we all know Kelly needs all the props in the world because he's pretty rough on them.
Good solid little build.
So, I mean, this is, and it actually has an option where you can throw a GPS in there too.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. It's quite the platform.
Little pusher.
Yeah. And the main frame is actually carbon fiber. So the motors, they're on a carbon fiber mount. And you get all the other plastic around it, and I forget who had the video out that I watched, but somebody had a review on this thing and actually showed installation of the 03 unit in it. And that looked pretty painless to me.
You can get to everything. You can get to the SD card. And
yeah.
Link, and the other one is the bind button and all that, and the wow, they really tucked that GPS in there. Holy crap!
Well, GPS, and you can't see it in these pictures, and I wish we had better pictures.
Here's an image of it showing. They got it
Here,
shoved.
here you go. So here,
It's
see that little hole? See that little hole in the tail?
Right. It's under
That's
there.
where the GPS sits under.
Yeah, there's a picture showing how they sandwich it in there.
Yeah. There's this little metal clip right here is what holds the GPS unit. And the GPS unit, here, you see it better here. And they provide you a cable that has a plug in it. So if you separate the main body from the props, you can just unplug it. I think that's, and here you see the opening for the SD card.
Yeah.
For the 03 unit. You get to everything.
Looks pretty durable. Looks like it's well thought out, and that's too bad Beta FPV didn't do that with any of their products. I'm not a fan of Beta FPV. I'm sitting with one of their products right now that I can't review because it's just not good. So our relationship has ended.
So anyway,
yeah,
this is still something for you to consider for that spare 03 unit.
No, it's a good option. I'm actually interested in, I don't know which way I'll go. 150 bucks and an 03 unit, and you've got if you want a GPS, I'd have to get one of those, but for 20 bucks extra there.
Yeah.
it would be solid. I mean, that thing, you run that into something and it ain't gonna freaking camera mount's not gonna explode off of it. It's not gonna give you an endless amount of headaches.
So anyhow, there's you some options.
I tried to get myself out of the Cinewhoop freaking sickness, and I spent all this time just separating myself from that whole question. And look what he did. Brought it right back in.
And here we have Sunrise was a sneak peek of installing the O3 air unit in that thing.
I'm not doing an honest review with the Beta FPV freaking product because it's garbage. The drone freaking camera doesn't freaking move. The goggles are useless. Forget it. Even if it's a starter, no way. Nope. Can't put, I mean, there's no way. I did everything I could to find some kind of way of getting optics into that freaking cheap little.
Chris had issues? That's going to be too much to discuss tonight here. We'll deal with that on the next stream. But yeah, so we have a sneak peek of Chris trying to shoehorn a O3 unit into the Emax Cinehawk.
Uh-oh. I'm going to wait till his video comes out.
Well, he's providing us a sneak peek in the chat. He provides a link for.
All righty, man. I think we've
exhausted.
I think we've exhausted. Even though we had some good conversations, we had some good stuff to talk about. It's time to move to our. Move on.
It's time to give it up and make room for Sean Idy on his live stream because he starts in about 3 minutes.
And I got to go to Jimmy John's to get me a sandwich. So
looks like I'm cooking again.
I'm cooking again.
You do that. Well, say everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. Obviously, we've gone way over again, but hey, that's how it rolls at times. We hadn't had any good sessions like that in a while with me on vacation and then him on vacation. So we worked out a few things. Hit the thumbs up on the way out, please. I appreciate it. And any more words of wisdom from Mr. Still on Vacation?
Still on vacation, and nope. I got a couple more days.
No words of wisdom because he's on vacation. No wisdom while you're on vacation.
Nope. I'm just still not trying hard to do anything constructive.
Well, thank you, Ben. It's much appreciated. Again, who hadn't done it yet, hit the thumbs up on the way out, please. And we'll see you all next week, same time, same place.
Dang it. Whoops. I got whooped again.
He got whooped again.
Dang it.
Poor guy. All right.